Alrighty, here with me today I have my beautiful bronze chrome Classic 350 and an eBay pannier rack and pannier system fitted to the bike. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably looking to save a few pennies. You love your Classic 350, but something about it is just missing. It doesn't have a luggage system. And you're looking for options, and you probably want a soft luggage system, like a pannier rack and some pannier bags, soft luggage, maybe even a canvas military option, because, you know, that just suits the bike, looks great, and Royal Enfield does have options available. But then you look at the price and you think there's got to be a cheaper option out there. And that's when you stumble across it. eBay, the land of promises. Alrighty, today I have the eBay alternative installed. I've had it installed for about 2 to 3 weeks, and in this video we're just going to run through a nice little review. We're going to touch on the build quality. We're going to put the claimed waterproof nature of these bags to the test, and we're also just going to touch on a slight bit of the installation and a couple other things. Now, this system was recommended by Ride with Warrior, so I recommend you check out his channel and his video on it. He goes far more in depth on the installation process of these bags and the rack system, but today I'm just going to go touch on a few things about mine and what I think of the product. And we'll find out the truth. Is it really all that it claims to be, or is it just, you know, inferior trash and all talk, all scam? Let's find out. The quality of the product, you know, it's actually quite surprising. It's okay, you know. This system cost around $250 Australian off eBay for the rack and the military canvas bags. So when you're taking that into consideration, the build quality is not too bad. You know, the materials seem fine, they seem sturdy. There are a couple scuffs, a couple nicks, and it looks like a slight maybe bit of rusting already, but they're on the back side of the rack system, so you don't see it from the front, and it's honestly not too big of a deal. It doesn't really bother me when you consider the price. Canvas pannier bags as well, they're actually really great. I also didn't expect them to be water resistant. I just assumed that they'd probably need some kind of lining, like a plastic bag or your own kind of waterproof lining, considering the price, but they claim to be water resistant, so we put that to the test. We wanted to simulate a rainstorm for this test, so that obviously means chucking my phone into the pannier, zipping it up, wrapping it up, and absolutely drenching it with a garden hose. And to our surprise, it was completely dry. I mean, it hadn't even gotten through the canvas layer yet, so maybe I need to soak it for longer, but it is resistant. It's not claiming to be waterproof, so the fact that it was completely dry after this, overwhelmed with. I honestly didn't expect it. I thought that it would just, you know, seep through, or there'd be holes in the bottom. Now, this is my product that I was given. You know, I'm not saying that the standard's going to be the same across every one of this. It is an eBay product, but yeah, honestly, can't fault it in that regard at all. And another really funny thing happened. So once we had finished simulating a rainstorm, it just started raining out of nowhere. Absolutely out of nowhere, it just started raining. So it kind of made the whole point pointless, because we could have just tested it originally with the rain. But, you know, I thought that was really funny. But yeah, you know, it withstood everything fine. No signs of tearing or aging so far. All right, this was one rainstorm, so not a test to the longevity yet, but you know, waterproof, and the canvas bags, they dry up pretty quickly. Honestly, just leave them out, and yeah, couldn't be happier with them so far. Righty, as you can see, it's not too bad. You get it delivered to your door in a lovely top-notch brown box with holes in it. You get these 2 bags folded up, and then you get the rack system in parts. Not sure if you can see it in there, but the assembly for it's quite simple. It took me a couple hours to get my head around, because I'm just bad with these kind of things. But basically, a little bracket bolts in when you loosen the rear Shocks, slip that in, and then if you can see the bolt, it's like kind of like a clamp. It just clamps over the existing one with a bracket and 2 bolts on either side. Now, another really nifty feature these bags have that I thought was really cool is each bag comes inside with a strap, and you can just simply clip these onto each side. They've got 2 D loops on each side of the bag, so that means that you can kind of take them around, just fling them over your shoulder and just go, go wherever you need to go. I think that's really cool, because you don't really want to leave soft luggage on your bike. Obviously you can, and it's completely up to you if you want to, if you think you're in a safe enough place or you can see your bike, but there's no locking mechanisms on them, so you do feel a bit unsafe, unsure about them. So I think it's really cool that they've got these extra straps that you can just easily, take them off. I mean, once you take them off, it does take a little second with the D rings. Let's be real, but as soon as you take it off, you can just clip it up and then just bung them over each of your shoulders, go take them into wherever you need to go. So I think if you're like touring or somewhere, if you pack it in for the night, or just in general, I think that's a really cool tool, and I'm very happy that it comes with it for the price. I mean, I didn't expect even being able to have that much versatility with these bags, because if you think about it, they're about $125 for a pair of these bags. It's essentially what I paid. So I mean, yeah, that's just another great bonus. So the build quality on it, the textures, there are some defects, a bit of the threading, a bit of the stitching seems a bit off. The quality of the bags aren't as good as the Royal Enfield ones themselves. You can definitely notice the difference. But when you're considering that all together, it costs basically the price of just the bags if you were to get the official Royal Enfield ones. It's honestly not too bad, and I'm really surprised with how they are. I mean, I expected much worse, to be honest. Now, I don't know the longevity of these products. I've only had them for about a couple weeks, so I will do an update video in the future on the wear and tear of the products, but for now, I don't see it being too much of a problem. Now, that being said, I do live here in Australia, and the weather is quite forgiving for 80% of the year. I mean, it rarely rains. We are coming into winter, but still the rain is just, you just don't have to go out when it rains, you can wait. And there's no snow. There is quite a lot of salt where I live here in Perth, but apart from that, the weather's great. So I don't see there being that great of an impact on the wearing because of the weather. If you live in a country, say the UK or somewhere with much more severe weather, it might be worth going and getting the extra one. If you've got the extra money, I would just go out and buy the more expensive products. I think a Classic 350 needs some kind of luggage system, just to really, it gives it that extra bit of panache, just that, it kind of makes it definitely rounds it off nicely, and I much prefer to look at it now, and I think it looks way cooler, way retro, and it's so handy. Being able to go to the shop and being able to not have to wear a backpack, it takes all the stress off your back. It's great. I can load up groceries, take them off, take them where you need to go. It's just great. That being said, I'm pretty overwhelmed and very happy with the quality of this, especially considering the price. I mean, I know I'm saying this again, but you've got to remember that you're literally paying double the price for the rack and to get a set of panniers with it, whereas for this, you're getting it all in for about $250, including waterproof panniers. I mean, they're not as high quality as the Royal Enfield ones, but honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell if you've never seen the other ones in real life. You would not be able to tell, and I think that's really saying something. Alrighty, all in all, I'm very happy with my purchase. I mean, I'm not going to go out there and recommend that everyone goes and buys it. This is just a review on what I've bought. Spend your money how you will. I took a gamble with this, and I think it's paid off, and I just wanted to, share some of the upsides, some of the downsides of this product with you guys. Now, if you've got the extra money, I would just say buy a more expensive system. Royal Enfield have one themselves, and I've also heard great things about the Hitchcock pannier rack system as well. Do keep in mind that you will need an adapter for that. Now, if you are looking at purchasing this one off eBay, there's one thing you have to be careful of. There are 2 versions out there. There's one for the old Classic 350s, and there's the one that I got, which is for the Classic 350 Reborn. Now, the best way to tell is They should have it in the title, as there seems to be just infinite amount of listings from different sellers that are selling the same product. But the best way to tell is if you look at the picture of the rack itself, you can see the Classic 350 Reborn one has a little square with 4 screw holes in the middle of it. Now, is that to like screw down a jerry can or something, like an old kind of military style thing? Maybe. But that's what you got to look out for, because that's the one that actually bolts straight up to the side frame that connects to the rear mudguard. So that's the one you've got to look for if you are looking at buying this system. So anyway, guys, take this review as you will. There was no sponsorship, no paid for or anything, nothing like that. I bought the product off eBay, and I just wanted to show you guys what it is. Take it with a pinch of salt. I can't vouch for every eBay product being exactly the same quality as the one that I got, but you know, the way this one turned out, the one that I received, you know, is actually really great value for money, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'll do a video in the future on just how it's going along and if I have any problems with it. But yeah, so if you guys are also enjoying the visuals right now that you can see on the screen of this ride, you can actually join me by pressing that top right corner, press that video, and you'll actually join me on the ride right there and now. So anyway, guys, enjoy and stay upright.